Hello, my name is Katie Albahuder, and for the book I had chosen for our model to Newberry, I had chosen Rules by Cynthia Lord. It is a scholastic ink book and no illustrator. The copyright date is from 2006. It is a contemporary realistic fiction book and also a cultural diversity as it reflects around people with special needs and disabilities. It has 224 pages and it is appropriate for kids from 9 to 12 years old. The characters in this book are around Catherine, who is 12 years old, her brother David, who is 8 but has autism, their parents, next door neighbor named Christy, a boy named Ryan, and a boy named Jason who uses the wheelchair and cannot speak, so he communicates through cards. There are no illustrations in the book except for what is shown on the covers. The front is a scene from the book where David drops his toy ducky in the fish tank, and the rules that Catherine has created just for David. The Also in every chapter, I should mention that Catherine has created the rules just for David. Like this one says, "Don't run down the clinic hallway." The plot of the story is just revolving around Catherine's summer break, trying to create friendships, trying to do something fun, even though David is always around, her brother. The setting is taking place during summer at her house, at the therapy clinic, at the pond where she tries taking her neighbor Christy to, the community dance, at the community building, different places throughout this story. The theme is mostly recognizing that there are different people, and even though they're different, they need to be accepted. The interaction between the characters, the two biggest interactions that is in this book are between Catherine and her brother David, but also Catherine and Jason. Catherine and David, not the typical brother-sister relationship, because David does have autism. He cannot have that verbal connection like we all have. So instead instead of connecting through that way, David likes to use phrases from a storybook that he really loves called Frog and Toad Are Friends by Arnold Lobel. And he uses the rules that his sister has created for him, so they communicate through rules and phrases. And even though that it seems like David doesn't mean to, but he ruins everything for Catherine, she still loves him for who he is, and she tries to do a lot for him and help him in whatever way she can. And the relationship between Catherine and Jason, it started off as not knowing how to communicate with Jason because he can't speak, but they talk through cards, communication cards, and she eventually starts making illustrations on his communications cards, and which he really liked. Gives different personality, a different perspective of the words. So they start becoming friends that way. He started trusting her to take him out for walks with his wheelchair and taking him out throughout this, just around where the therapy center is at. But also he starts inviting her to his birthday party and to the dance. Those are big things for him because he has no friends. He's different. Nobody likes the difference. So that is pretty much what the story is about. It's just based off of Catherine's relationship, Catherine trying to build friendship, trying to keep her relationship with her brother, and Jason, just trying to enjoy her summer with what she's got. The book is good for children because it gives it shows them that not everybody is the same. We all are different. We all have different needs. We all have different wants. The book, it's good because it shows that maybe this person isn't this way because they have this, or maybe the best way to talk to that person is by doing that. It's good because we open a new world for children and to see things differently, to understand things that not everybody is the same. Purpose of sharing is to give a good insight of what an autistic person is like, what a person with autism is like, what really gives them heart, what really hurts them. The sound hurts them, the lights hurt them, the everything around them seems to hurt them, and it's because of their senses. They have more, or their senses are more stronger than ours. That it's harder for them to really to enjoy the daily life that we have because the sound's bothering them or this or that. And so it's good for concepts and life skills to we understand why what the person has, how to help the person, how to communicate with the person, how to accept the person for who they are even. And that also how I connect with how I can connect myself to the story is I understand Catherine's point of view of having somebody that has autism. My youngest brother has autism. He is considered high functioning. He can speak really good, but he lacks the social skills that we all have. But my own daughter has autism. My firstborn daughter has autism, and it's hard every day. It's different for her. Something's always seeming to hurt her or this or that, and I try to find ways to help her. And my son, my youngest son, is like Catherine in the book. He has different ways of communicating with her, of helping her, finding ways to interact with her through their toys and stuff. But it's hard. I mean, and he knows that something is different about her, but he loves her for who she is, and he accepts her, as we all do. Her dad and I and everybody around. The activity I would do for this book is assigning students to not just roles, but to other books that have characters that have some kind of special needs, and seeing what their life is, what goes on in their life, how they communicate, how they interact with people from day to day. And that's just one activity. Have them do a book report, what would they do if they had to meet somebody that has this or that, and how they would communicate or how they would help them or accept them even. Also, I had found a toolkit online for just autism, but I'm planning on finding more for everything, for other type of disabilities that kids can get more in-depth information on, correct information about how they can try communicating with the person if that person is somehow deaf or needs help with any kind of assistance. The kid can understand what they are like, how they can help, just different things. And lastly, the last assignment I want to assign is being more in the person that has a disability shoes. Like if they're blind, try doing a blindfold activity, trying to have them incorporate their surrounding by trying to feel things by using Braille, how they can use Braille to read. If they're deaf, how they have to understand they have to use sign language to communicate, or for a mute person or an autistic person using some kind of communication card or something to find ways to communicate. Those are different ways to incorporate things. Thanks for listening. I'm sorry it's so long. It's just this book had hit me hard, and it's a long topic, and I am so sorry. Thank you.